band, or a movie?
Wow. Boy, that is really, really hard to pick from. I'm now going to go back to childhood, and I grew up in Chicago, and I remember the first book I read in our school library was a book by Gail Sayers that said, "I am third." And I thought, what a weird title, and I was probably in 4th or 5th grade, but he said, "God's first, my family and friends are second, and I am third." And I thought that was such a neat title, and obviously I think it's a great motto to live by. But I love all kinds of sports movies, from Rudy or the Warrior movies, Gladiator and Troy. I love Gladiator and Troy. I love The Godfather, being of Italian descent. You know, so there's a lot of things that I love and that I enjoy.
If you weren't coaching right now, what do you think you'd be doing? What's your ideal job?
I don't know, but I know for sure where it would be. It would be on a college campus. I often tell people that the reason I'm a college basketball coach is 50% that I love basketball. 50% I had so much fun in college that I never left. I moved in at a wonderful liberal arts school in Chicago area, North Central College, in 1980 as a 17-year-old, and I've never left the college campus. And I just think it's a wonderfully exciting place to be. People are at probably having the most fun they're ever going to have in their life before the big responsibilities set in, and they're finding out who they are, and they're meeting new people, and they're getting new ideas. So there's no place I'd rather be than a college campus.
Great. What is the first concert you ever went to?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Trust me, it's not an indictment on my musical taste or on my social habits, but I actually think it was a Black Sabbath concert. Ozzy Osbourne and the whole bit. So I jumped in hardcore right away, obviously, with that one. And I've mellowed a lot. Since then, I've been to James Taylor, and I've been to people that aren't quite at that level. But yeah, my first one was Eyes Wide Open, trust me.
We've gotten the best answers to that question. I think that was my favorite. Who was the funniest player on your team?
On my team right now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I know I've been trying to get Devin White to be in great shape. I think he could be one of the best rebounders in the A-10, one of the best rebounders in the country, but he's got to get in great shape. And I told him that if he did that, he could be an all-A-10 player. And he says, "Coach, well, I don't know about that, but I know I'm on the A-10 all-cafeteria team." So, and that's very vintage Devin. He's a blast to be around. He's very funny.
Tell us something about yourself that you think would surprise people who know you.
Ooh, people who know me pretty well, so I don't think there's a lot of surprises there. But a lot of people look at me, especially on the sideline, being pretty emotional, sometimes acting a little nuts. I know I got to get better at that at times, but they can't see me out on a lake fishing. And what I really love to do is I love to fish. I really do. It's my grandfather taught me growing up in Chicago. And I love to be in beautiful places, and I love to get away from the stresses of everyday life, and I do enjoy that. So some people might not know that about me.
If you were president of the NCAA for one day, what's the first thing you would change about college athletics?
You know, right now at this point in time, and I've been thinking about that, I would probably remove some unnecessary rules. For example, the phone call rule that has been a rule of controversy lately was really developed. So
how's practice been this first week?
It's been going very well. We've got into competitive situations a little bit earlier than we normally do. We've been doing a lot of scrimmaging, and our guys have enjoyed it. They're competing really hard. I think half the battle is getting guys to play hard, and our guys are really giving a good effort. So far so good with practice.
And how about the environment here today? Is it getting you excited for the season?
You know, watching the highlight tape really does get you going. There's one of the neat things about college coaching is every time of year is very different. But when you get into conference play and the season, and you have the excitement of the games, the intensity is at an all-time high. So right now, we're busy, we're working hard, but just seeing that highlight tape makes you just think of the intensity that's right around the corner.
Last year, your program suffered an unprecedented number of injuries. How do you approach this new season and kind of overcoming those?
Really with a completely fresh start. I think everyone is relieved that last season was over. And it was really no one's fault. You know, kids don't try to get hurt, and coaches don't try to lose, and everyone did their best. And I just feel awful for the seniors that didn't get the senior year that they deserve. But right now, it's a fresh start. Everyone's upbeat. We think we have a nice combination of experience and youth. We think we have a nice combination of size and skill and guard play. We think we have good ingredients. We know our schedule is very difficult, so we're going to have to work hard, but we also know that we have a chance to win games. So we're excited and motivated.
Okay. Can you talk about your first book, and do you plan to write more?
It's interesting. The book was called Court Sense, and I have a good friend at Human Kinetics publisher, a vice president named Ted Miller, who's got a degree in sports psychology like I do, and is a basketball person like I am too. And we talked about how young players, even as much as learning how to shoot and dribble and pass, need to learn how to have a good work ethic, and learn how to be coachable, and learn how to be unselfish, and learn how to follow rules, and all the things that go into being a good player. So you know, we said we should write the book, and he encouraged me to do it, but it was hard. In all honesty, it was hard. I don't see myself doing another one in the near future, but I'm proud of it, and I think it lays a nice plan out for young players and coaches to think about the mental side of the game.
Great. What's the best part, you think, of coaching in a city like Philadelphia with basketball history? And we've heard a lot about the city of Philly. And what does that mean to you to be?
Well, first of all, to be a Division I coach is an honor. There's about 340 of us worldwide, and there's people who do tremendously important things that save lives, and physicians that are operating on people in life and death situations every day. But there's more of those than there are of people that do what we do as Division I head coaches. So we're very fortunate, but to do it in Philadelphia is extra special. There's been so many great coaches. For example, last year, Raleigh Massimino, Speedy Morris, and John Chaney were inducted into the Big Five Hall of Fame. And that's just 1 year. So there's legendary coaches that have been in that city. And not only to coach in a great conference like the Atlantic 10, but in Philadelphia, for someone to say that you're a Big Five coach is a really big deal because of who's come before you. So it's cool for my peers, my age, my friends that aren't in basketball to say, wow, I can't believe you're a Big Five head coach. And it just speaks to the tradition of Philadelphia and all the great coaches and players and teams that have come before you. Philadelphia is the only city in the country that it houses 5 programs that have been to a Final Four. More teams in Philadelphia have gotten NCAA tournament bids than any other city in the country. So it's a major city, but it's a college basketball town, which is really cool.
Wow, I feel like I should have written that down. That's
Yeah.
an incredible stat.